Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name is Andrew Alvarez and I'm the Latino conservative. Yes, I have headphones on again this week and I've got a mic on. I'm trying a different setup because I have been using my iPhone as my camera. But my Mac, some reason it just died on me. And it is hard to transfer from Mac to PC. Last week I used just a little webcam, and this week I'm actually using a different type of camera. And I'm going to see how it works out. And for those of y'all for joining me for the first time, I come to you from wherever I am in the country. Sometimes I travel. A lot of times I travel. Sometimes I'll be in a hotel room or I'll be at home. I don't have a studio. That's the thing about it. So right now you might be hearing some thunder in the background because it's thundering. It's about to storm. We're going to get into our topics here just a little bit, but before we do that, a word from the affiliate. Now, for those of y'all who don't know and haven't heard about, there's this app out there called Chime. Now, Chime acts as a direct deposit account. You can use it as a debit card. You know, it's one of those accounts that you don't have to have a brick and mortar bank account, but you do get a debit card with it. It's real cool. If some places that you do business with, like a car lot, or just a bank, if they require you to pay with check, you can even send a check from your app to the place of business. Now, what I really like about it is they give you this debit card that you can turn into a credit card, a secured credit card. All you got to do is set up a direct deposit with them, and that's it. $200 at least minimum. Now, let me tell you a story, my personal story. Now, not only can I send money back and forth to other Chime users like family and friends, I have built my credit with this. You know, I've never had the best credit. I had bad credit before I even was allowed to have credit. And with this Chime credit card, within 30 days, my credit score jumped up 90 points. In the next 30 days, guess what? It jumped up another 30 points. That's right. I've only had this Chime credit card for 2 months, and my credit score has gone up over 100 points just by using a direct deposit with them. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's freaking phenomenal. So check out the link in the description. It's an affiliate account. We can both get $75 with that. It's just not just for me. If you don't have Chime right now, I suggest go get this because we can both get $75. It helps me out and it helps you out. So let's get to the stories real quick. We'll play a little quick video. So that's what's really going on in Cuba. Down with communism, and we want freedom. Oh, but the Democrats, what are they saying? They want us to release the embargo. They need food. They need the vaccine. Okay, yeah, I get that. This was one of the videos that was leaked out of Cuba before Cuba decided to go in and totally restrict their internet services. They have no internet there now. We don't know what's going on right now. What we do know is that people are disappearing. Heck, even their news anchors are disappearing. They've been on the air and they've been taken away. I talked about that a little bit in the previous episode, but I just wanted to show you that video. But here's another video that I saw on TikTok.
A driver in Northern California faces charges after a scary hit-and-run incident on Interstate 80. Two women say the suspect tried to run them off the road. The driver also claimed to be a sheriff's deputy. Highway patrol officers arrested the suspect after getting a 911 call. She'd been arrested 5 days earlier in another hit-and-run case.
Scary.
Okay, I'm going to preface my comment on this. I am totally for the police. Back the blue. Totally. 100%. But one thing I have seen, and I've seen multiple times on, platforms like TikTok, on YouTube, that are platforms that want to defund the police and spread that rumor out, spread that message out. This is one thing. I think we should reform the police, not defund. And this is one thing here. Now, one thing that the police do is they serve when they're off duty. I don't think that should be a thing. I really don't. I'm not going to get into the whole you don't have the right to ask for my ID or anything like that. This is strictly for officers who are off duty. I'm real big on if you are off of work, you are off of work. The quality of life thing. Now, when you're off of work, you shouldn't be responsible for anything that happens. And I've seen multiple times where off-duty officers in street clothes try to apprehend someone that they feel is breaking the law. I think that's wrong. So here's the thing with that. My very first real job, we had a strict policy that, we had to have our security badges on so we can access the building, and we had to have it on all day, every day when we were in the building. Once we left the building, we had to take it off. If we had a shirt that had our company logo on it, when we got home or when we went out, we had to take it off as well. We had to change it. We couldn't go out. We weren't supposed to go out, I should say, with the company apparel on or with company branding in general. Reason being is because if something happened to you, you were a representative of that company. Now, the same thing with people that are in the sales industry. I mean, I see people that work in the dealership, car dealership all the time, wearing their work attire outside, like at a bar or something like that. I personally, I appreciate the hustle, but I don't agree with that practice. Because me as a business owner, if you have my company's information on your shirt or on your person, you're advertising for the company if you're an employee. Now, it's just some random person out there that decided to wear a shirt that said, I got my car from ABC Motors. Okay, great. I get that. But if you're wearing your shirt that has Andrew and then ABC Motors here, and you're at the bar, you're advertising for the company. So you're kind of on the clock. Now, what happens if something happens to you while you're advertising for the company? Yeah, that's right. So these officers that are going out when they're off duty and trying to arrest somebody, they're putting a bunch of people at risk. The ladies in the video that I saw, they were scared for their lives, rightfully so. Now, the perpetrator was not a police officer. She'd been arrested before. In fact, 5 days prior to that, for impersonating an officer, but we don't really know. And I think that is a big challenge right now, especially with all of these unmarked cars. I mean, I remember plenty of times sitting there on the car lot watching a white Charger or a dark gray Charger just sitting there on the side of the road looking like it was broke down, and it would work its way up and down Gulf Freeway in Houston, pulling over car after car after car. It had stickers on it, but the stickers were the same color as a car. So, are there better things to do? I mean, like, how do I really know that person in that car that's all gray is really an officer? How do I know that? This was some years ago, but in today's age, man, you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to go on. If you're in street clothes, I don't know you're an officer. You can show me a badge, but you know what? I can get a badge on Amazon. I can go hire somebody to get a laser engraver and put my name on it even. It cost me about $5 to do that maybe. But I think that should be changed. I think if you're off duty as an officer, you should be off duty. no more liabilities for you or your family or anybody else that you may try to apprehend. Now, I understand there may be some good intentions involved, but just an apprehension, maybe they're speeding, you didn't like the way they were talking. No, I don't think that should be allowed. So anyway, let me know what y'all think about that. I understand there could be some more changes to the police department and how they act. I understand that. I don't think it should be a total makeover. I think we could fix it, but let me know what you think. And also, while you're doing that, drop me a comment. The best way you can support this channel, because this is a small channel right now, the best way you can support it is by dropping me a like, dropping me a follow. If you're on YouTube, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hit the button. Click, 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 click. That helps me out a bunch. Also, what you can do, as you're experiencing right now, as I am experiencing, is, yes, I have equipment here, but it costs money to maintain this. And what I've experienced with my Mac just crapping out on me, I could use a little support. So if you want to be a support, if you're listening to this, in the show notes, there's going to be a support link where you can become a supporter of the show. It's a monthly contribution. You can do as little as like 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. You can cancel at any time you want, or it'll be in the description as well. So click the link for Chime. If you don't have Chime, we can both get $75, or become a sponsor of the show, supporter of the show. I would really appreciate that. So moving on to our next topic. I saw this on Newsmax. Democrats introduce House bill to block Donald Trump from becoming Speaker of the House. Okay. I got to take a sip on that one. By the way, it's just coffee, nothing crazy. How do I start this? When someone passes away, like an ex, we just want to say, just let them rest, right? Now, I understand there's a lot of stuff going on right now in Arizona and in Georgia, but what happened was Representative Brendan Boyle, the Democrat out of Pennsylvania, on Monday introduced a bill that would limit eligibility for the House Speaker role to current House lawmakers after GOP Representative Matt Gaetz suggested that former President Donald Trump should be elected to the role of Speaker of the House. Now, I did a little research on this. I personally thought to be the Speaker of the House, you had to be a member of Congress. Now, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that. However, every single Speaker of the House has been a member of Congress. Guys, okay, so I understand. People loved Donald Trump. Conservatives loved Donald Trump. Republicans loved Donald Trump. They hate the Democrats. They hate Nancy Pelosi. I don't like her either. I really don't. There's some validity and some value in tradition. The Speaker of the House is an important role. I get that. Nancy Pelosi shouldn't be Speaker of the House anymore. In fact, I don't think she should be a member of Congress. She's been there too long. However, traditionally, it's just been that way. I mean, for that fact, I could be the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House is the third line of defense. Second successor in the line of the presidency should something happen to the presidency. Because it goes President, Vice President, Speaker of the House, so forth and so on. I'm sure y'all all know that, but still, I don't see a reason why we should keep harping on it. I don't. We can only beat a dead horse so long. Even if the Arizona audit comes back and says that Donald Trump won Arizona, that's not going to flip the election results. If Arizona and Georgia did, it's not going to flip the election results. It's not. There's going to have to be at least one or two more states, and good luck getting that at this point in time. Even if it did, I don't know if there's a statute of limitations, but man, let's start getting ready. Let's use that resource, those resources that we're spending on doing those audits, because they are primarily GOP resources. Let's use those resources and take back the House and take back Senate. That's one thing that I've practiced, that I've preached over and over and over again. Let's quit being reactive and be proactive. A lot of sales hustlers and people that go out and make a living as a hustler, like selling cars or whatever, insurance, you get my point. Top CEOs, whatnot. You get my point. They train their staff. If they're worth anything, they train their staff to be proactive. Don't wait for the customer to come to you. You go out and find the customer. So let me flip it on you to the Republican Party. Don't wait for the votes to come to you. Go out and find the votes. The Democrats are phenomenal at that. They've got the GOTV, the get out the vote. They've got it down. It's time we step up our game. What can I do to help get out the vote? I know we're busy. That's why Texas, in their voting legislation, they're not restricting it. They're actually extending early voting by like 19 days or something like that. So we need to get out the vote. Don't just sit around and complain for stuff to happen. Okay, so here's another story I saw on Yahoo. A New Jersey woman displaying profane anti-Biden signs faces $250 fines. A New Jersey woman who displayed profanity-laden signs critical of President Joe Biden was ordered by a judge to remove them or face monetary penalties. Roselle Park Municipal Court Judge Gary Bundy's ordered homeland owner. Roselle Park Municipal Court Judge Gary Bundy ordered homeowner Patricia, I'm not going to say her last name, on Thursday to remove the flags within a week or be subject to a $250 per day fine, though the signs belong to her daughter. I'm not going to say her name because poor girl, she's got a horrible last name. The displays feature the phrase F Biden, Joe Biden sucks, socialism sucks, Joe Biden blows, don't blame me, I voted for Trump, other phrases. The judge said this is not a case about politics. It is a case pure and simple about language. Okay, so that comes to a question that I have. Okay, so that's a little concerning to me. Now, I know literally the Constitution says Congress shall not make a law abridging free speech, and you get the rest. For the First Amendment. But you got very liberal New Jersey. It's their municipality making that rule. That's not like saying you can't cuss in Walmart. Walmart, I have mixed feelings about, private sector, public sector, whatnot. I've got mixed feelings about that. But still, it is different than cussing in Walmart. This is on her home, private property. Yeah, other people can see it. But aren't there signs out there, and I've seen them personally, that say F Trump? That say basically the same thing, but bashing on Trump or Republicans in general. I will say this. I don't think it's going to go through. I think that this is going to be appealed. This is going to go step further to the Supreme Court because, quite honestly, let's see, Cohen v. California and then Lewis v. City of New Orleans. The U.S. Supreme Court stepped in. It was appealed and went all the way up to there, and basically those people won. It was their freedom of speech. So I think this is a weightless cause, and I think that it's going to just be a publicity stunt again. Getting your feelings hurt there a little bit. But why? That's a big question of mine. Why? Why push buttons like that? I understand. You can say whatever you want to say, but why be antagonistic? It really and truly solves nothing. You could have put everything out there without the cuss words. I hardly ever say any cuss words. They slip out every now and then, but I would not display them like that. That's just not me. I don't think any decent person should display them like that. You may be able to feel that way. I understand that, totally get that 100%, but why? I've got 2 teenagers. Wow, teenagers. And kids these days, their language has evolved from when I was a kid. I said the word damn it and got the chancla. So did my sisters. But I digress. But, my kids, every now and then a word slips out. Even a word that is kind of lame. Lame. Tame. You get the point. But even a word that isn't as harsh, and I still correct them. Because I believe, I really believe 100% that the language you choose to use says a whole lot about your intellect. When I'm getting into a debate with somebody or going over facts with somebody and they start using insultative language or they start cussing, they've lost all credibility with me. 100%. I feel, that's on both sides of the party lines. When I hear somebody talking trashy like that and they're conservative, I lose respect for their debate topics. I lose a little respect for them. Not as a person, but in what they say. It's just me. Who knows? So, either way, hey guys, thanks again for letting me rant and rave at you. I know the world is evolving out there. The world is changing out there. There's a lot going on right now, but we still have that comfort, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We have that comfort that no matter what happens, we've got that one person that knew we were going to be going through all this trouble, and he sent his son down here. Sent his son down here to die for us so that no matter what we do, no matter how bad we feel, no matter how much hate we have in us, that we still have the option to have it lifted off of our shoulders and be forgiven of that. I call that person God. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino Conservative.